What's up, my brother?
Okay, it is Tuesday, September 20th, 2022. Richland County Commissioners announced session. Commissioner Tony Vero. Joined by Commissioners Banks and Mears. We have Greg Kale, who's still setting up. iHeart's always on time, just saying. We have Alan Media Land and Carl's joined us today, and we have our County Administrator, Andrew Keller. Small agenda this morning, motion to certify record of proceedings for September 15th, 2022.
So moved.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears, Commissioner Banks,
Yes.
Motion to approve requisition.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
Motion to approve the service agreement with Maximus for jail cost study, and a special shout out to my buddy Bob Bianchi and I, who disagree about this regularly.
Moved. Second.
We'll note that it is the same cost as 5 years ago. They did not increase it. Mansfield and the county share. So
How is that possible?
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's for a 5-year period, correct?
No, I meant it's the Maximus's cost is the same.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, all right.
The
All right.
buddy hasn't not
Oh.
Maximus. Kept
All
the
right, motion to authorize the hiring of Tracy Trammell as a social service worker 1 with a 9-month probationary period at JFS with a start date of September 29th, 2022, and a rate of pay of $17.04.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
All right, have a change order for the nurses station at Dayspring. They're adding a pass-through window, which will help for numerous reasons. This amount is for 4,000. I'll do it this way, 4,049.82 with Tusting Builders. May we have that motion? And then if anyone has any questions, Daryl as the Dayspring liaison can take it from there.
So moved. Second.
Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears, Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
I think you signed on Maximus there. Okay, motion to accept the resignation of the Dayspring custodian driver Jeanette Thomas. Her last day would be 9/8/2022.
And the first day was 9/6/2022.
Lasted a whopping 2 days.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
Okay, also we'll need a motion to repost the custodian janitor position.
So moved.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears,
Yes.
Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
Okay, motion to authorize the termination of Beth Shambaugh. She's an RCA at Dayspring. Her last day would be September 19th of 2022.
So moved.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears, Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
Okay, last item on our agenda is it's with sadness to report that our EMA director, Joe Patricki, is resigning effective September 25th, 2022. My understanding is he's found other employment in the private sector for higher pay and something a little more to his liking. He will certainly be missed, so may we have that motion, and then Cliff can answer any questions.
So moved.
A reluctant second.
Commissioner Vero,
Yes.
Commissioner Mears, Commissioner Banks.
Yes.
Okay, any questions?
Joe started October, a little less than a year. Did he express any other thoughts along the way? I mean, I know it's a busy job because he's sending out emails at dark 30. I'm getting them at my house, so I assume it's better pay, maybe better hours.
All of the above. Yes, all of the above. Yeah. My understanding, he'll be working 3 days, 3 12-hour days, 4 days off, which is quite a contrast to being 24/7 nonstop. And I think that was a bit much. I don't want to speak for Joe, but
It's 4 days. Off.
yeah,
Cliff, can you just speak to, he had a pretty busy year. You know, we had severe storms and
and,
flooding situations, and it's a difficult job.
it's a difficult job, and maybe if the, I guess, environmental weather conditions were not what they turned out to be, it may not have been as overwhelming during that time period, but it was a very demanding job in 24/7 and had other opportunities.
Well, are you going to obviously post or do a search for the job?
Will be, yeah. And then because of what you shared with me, we'll be looking at the responsibilities, seeing if we can make some adjustments to make it a little more maybe palatable to the next applicant.
And when you hired Joe, there was some time, he had some time to learn from his predecessor. That's not going to be the case here, so.
Well, I wouldn't jump to that conclusion because Joe has shared with me that on those 4 days off, he'll be willing to help out whenever he can. Yeah. Joe's like that.
Are you gonna name somebody as an interim?
Not at the moment, no.
How long a process before it's easy to find a replacement?
The number of applicants we get.
We have a strong aid network and emergency management, so we're going to benefit from our delayed partnerships with the counties.
Who will handle the duties then if that position's vacant and we have some kind of an emergency?
Well, as Andrew shared, it's a mutual aid network, so we would contact adjoining counties and then be assisted by counties directors from Crawford or wherever.
One of the things Joe was very good at was sending out, for example, weather warnings. I got one this morning about a thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon. Anybody doing that in his absence?
We're actually looking at automating that process. You know, when he gets notified, then he in turn goes into our system and kind of plugs that information in. We're looking at possibly finding a way to make that an automatic process, which would make it easier. Successful applicant.
The last two EMA directors have either had a firefighter background or a law enforcement background. Are those similar characteristics that we look for this time?
Yeah, I think so. And we'll see what's out there in the market.
What was Joe's salary? What was the salary for that position? I guess, do you?
Had that. It was 65,000.
I can get you the exact, hold on, I usually bring my laptop and I didn't. link it down.
We had actually increased that from his initial start pay. We had discussions once he had started and he was doing just such an outstanding job that we did give him a bump up partway through his tenure.
It's 3144 now. That's not right.
I was, it was 35.
He's looking it up.
I'm trying to think, what did I have that scribbled on yesterday?
You mentioned police force or fire department. I think that's something we'll be looking at, but I wouldn't rule somebody out totally, but that's certainly very important characteristics.
Yeah, it's a good point that Daryl makes. I got a resume that is from a person that doesn't have firefighting or police background, but he's got a bachelor's degree in emergency management, which I didn't know existed. So
He was making 65,395.20.
Never salary, I mean, that was not an overtime earning position, was it?
No overtime.
If nobody else has any other questions about the Tricky, I've got a question on Maximus. Is that, you have to agree with the city on which company does that?
Yes,
And so you've already been with the city and discussed it with them, and that's why.
Yes,
we've
did
had
that.
Maximus for many years. City's pleased, Pat's pleased. We let Pat lead on that. We trust him to tell us if he's pleased with their cost share analysis.
Mansfield's already approved the agreement. Their signatures on it.
How long will that process take?
It's done this year. I forget what the deadline will be. I'd have to look, but they have to get it done this year because it's effective January 1st of 2023.
You should note, Al, because it's one of the sticking points with my buddy Bob Bianchi and I. Once they set the rate, it's set for 5 years. So while Bob jokingly says the city pays a lot of money for the jail, I said, you don't bear the cost of inflation for 5 years. Once it's set for 5 years.
It doesn't seem like it's been that long already since you went through that.
Time flies when you're having fun, Al.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And when you start getting old, Al, they go quicker too.
Wait,
As, as your elder, I can say that.
yeah, but not too much elder.
This is also a case,
Go ahead, Carl.
this is also a case, isn't it, where you, under the bike trail deal, you're forgiving 500,000 happened in 23.
He's the man who's working the magic to figure all that out.
Actually, we'll be talking to the city very soon about an agreement, to spell that out.
How much is the contract with Maximum? What are you guys paying for that?
Stacy, where's that at? Oh,
I think it's 500.
I think we did it yesterday and then passed it on.
Yes, that's right then. $7,500.
Divided by 2.
Yep, so the county
Others,
in Mansfield,
not to exceed $7,500.
Maximus,
I'm sorry,
where are they out of? They moved.
Should be on the last page on the signature page.
Richmond, Virginia.
They have offices in Ohio.
Similar work for many Ohio counties.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
That's all I've got. Thank you.
Being no further business, we will adjourn at 9:43.